Happy New Year, my dear friends. I have such a special treat for you today. My longtime friend, Megan Skinner, she's the highest level of clairvoyant I know. She combines that clairvoyant talent and wisdom with tarot reading, which she has been doing for decades. That's how I met her years ago. And also with astrology to paint a complete picture for the people she works with. And she is here with us today to offer a one card tarot reading for each astrological sign of the zodiac for the year 2026. And if there is a time when we could use some guidance, I think it's the year coming up. Now, I've never had a guest on my channel before, and Megan is the perfect person to be the first guest. And by the way, all the astrological readings will be time-stamped in the description, so you can always check just for yours or your friends or your families, or your moon or rising sign if you know them. She also offers private sessions and classes. She's written books. She's created her own gorgeous tarot deck, which you'll probably see when she does this. I know you are going to get so much out of her clarity and wisdom to create much more flow and joy and success in your life in this coming year. So please help me welcome Megan. So welcome, Megan. I'm so glad you are here, and I can't wait to hear what you have in store for us.
Oh my gosh, Barbara, it's so wonderful to be here and be with everybody and really kind of dig into what the energies are for 2026. And what we're going to do is I'm going to choose a tarot card for each of the signs of the zodiac and give a little explanation just as a way of kind of orienting yourself for the year ahead. And before I do that, I just want to take a minute and just talk a little bit about the general cosmic zeitgeist, if you will, of kind of what's coming up in 2026 from a tarot and also an astrological perspective. So 2026 is a 10 year in numerology. And when we connect that into the tarot, the Arcana 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. And so the Wheel of Fortune really represents a new chapter, a new cycle in life. And it's very much about change and expansion and movement. And so it feels really appropriate as we go into this new year with this idea like we're in some really new energies here. And the thing about the Wheel of Fortune is very much change is the name of the game. And so it really indicates to us this year we really need to be open to change. You thought you were open to change last year, but this year, even more so. In fact, what I would say is the more flexible you can be, the more fluid you can be, the more willing you can be to pivot. That's going to really work with the energies of this year and the Wheel of Fortune. And it says that, the more opportunities will come, the more open you are to change. This also ties in with the astrology for the year. So the thing that we astrologers are all talking about, the big news, is the Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries. It kicks in February, but we've been feeling it and we'll feel it all year. This conjunction is at 0 degrees Aries. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and we're at 0 degrees. What does that say? It's like, oh my gosh, we haven't done this before. We're at that 0 degree starting point. This is a conjunction that has not happened for millennia. So the energy is what I'm calling like we're in a cosmic reset this year. And I think that ties in so well with the Wheel of Fortune energies too. So that's kind of the energy as we go into the year. And then I thought what we're going to do is I'm shuffling the cards, getting a little 2026 juju in there. And we're just going to go through each of the signs. We're going to start with Aries. Speaking of Aries, it's going to be a big year for you. Let me give them a little bit of a shuffle. And then I'm going to cut them all with the intention of receiving information about what's ahead for each of the signs. And then we're just going to go through them sign by sign. So let's start with Aries. Are you ready, Aries? Your card for 2026 is the 10 of Wands. Now, and this is, by the way, from my deck, it's called the Couture Tarot. It may look a little bit different than other decks, but this is the 10 of Wands. So, here we are in the 10 year, right? And so this is very aligned with that. In the tarot, tens are numbers of completion and getting ready for new beginnings. Now, Aries, we're in the realm of fire, which is your realm, because we're in the realm of wands. And so, what this is saying for you, Aries specifically, is this is a completion year. This is a year of like, what do you need to let go of? What is no longer working for you? You may even ask yourself, Aries, like, am I dragging things forward? Do I have baggage here that's no longer serving me, that I do not want to bring forward into this brand new year? So this is a year of closure, of letting go and clearing the path and getting ready for those new beginnings. Now, you might see the new beginnings coming in this year, but I am going to say that for you, Aries, you might be feeling more of that general wrapping up things, completing a chapter, and then getting ready for the new year. So this is your year, Aries, to let go. Don't carry baggage. Lighten your load. By lightening your load is going to free you up in so many ways to really fully be present to the new year. So that's your card for 2026. So next we're going to do Taurus, and your card for the year is the Four of Cups. So when we're in the realm of cups in the tarot, cups are feelings and emotions and soul energy. And this card, the Four of Cups, is actually ruled by the moon. And so it's got this kind of moon energy to it. And, like in the cycles of the moon, like a new moon, a crescent moon, a full moon, this is saying that you're in this cycle right now that might feel like you want to take a bit of a step back. This is a card of like not pushing the river, like really giving yourself permission to be more of the observer of your life, like really looking at what's going on around you, and then giving yourself permission to be discerning, to make choices about how and where do you want to participate, Taurus. So don't be on automatic pilot of like, I just go here and I do that. This is a time of like, does this really serve me? Is this to my better health and well-being? And if it's not, then step back, disengage. And I would say this is really the Four of Cups is very much a card of self-care. And like the moon, it's a time to nurture yourself, right? So you may not feel like climb a mountain this year, Taurus, but that's okay. This is the time for that discernment and taking really good care of yourself and nurturing your emotions, because those emotions are going to give you a strong foundation for the new year. So that's your card for the year, Taurus. So next on the list, of course, we have Gemini. So Gemini, oh my gosh, Gemini, you have the star card. I kind of want to go, oh, because the star is such, all energies are fabulous, but the star card is just got this really lovely, inspirational energy to it. So what does this mean for you, Gemini? Okay, big picture time, Gemini. What do you want? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? What is your future vision? This is a time, I would say, Gemini, do a vision board this year. Really map out, what do I want? What am I envisioning? What do I want to go after? And the star card is very much as above, so below. And so it really connects you into your higher destiny. And that's why it's really important to open yourself up and ask yourself, what inspires me? And then follow and act on that inspiration, Taurus. But this could be a really great year for you of manifestation, of manifesting some long held dreams or goals or projects, but you got to step up and make them happen. So, wow, a very expansive year for you, Taurus. No, excuse me, for Gemini. We're on Gemini. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's talk about Cancer and see what Cancer's card is. Ooh, the Emperor. Okay, so the Emperor card is very much about self-realization. The Emperor's on the throne, they're at the top of their game, they know who they are. It's usually a really good year for business. Like Cancer, I would say, how can you make your career or your business life more solid? And to do that, you need to get up on the throne and really take your power around what you're creating and being responsible for your creations. And so you might find this year, Cancer, there's a lot of momentum about stabilizing your business, growing your business, really putting yourself out there with your career in some new ways. And confidence is the Emperor's calling card. So if you're not feeling confident, Cancer, I would say fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? Just like go for it. But you could have some really big happenings this year around your career, especially if you take your power. Okay, so that's the energy for Cancer. Next, we have Leo, and your card is the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Fire. How perfect for you, Leo. Okay, so what is the Queen of Wands about? She's the Queen of Wisdom, and her wisdom doesn't come from a book. It comes from her very life experience. So she's teacher, she's storyteller. She's someone that by sharing her own life and what she's been through, the trials and the tribulations, by sharing her journey, it inspires other people and helps other people and heals other people. And so, Leo, you love to express yourself. This would be the year to step into your power around your wisdom, and don't hesitate to share it with other people. And if you want to do that creatively through writing or an artistic expression or teaching or coaching or whatever it is, this is your year to really share your wisdom and know that others will benefit from that. So, Queen of Wands for you, Leo. Okay, next we have Virgo. And Virgo, your card for the year is the Two of Pentacles. So we are in the realm of Earth. You're happy in the realm of Earth. Virgo, you're an Earth sign. Pentacles often relate to the physical, material realm, oftentimes finances and money. Now, even though this is a card relating to the physical realm, it's actually the most spiritual, all of the Pentacle cards. It also has that as above, below energy to it. And so, what it says is if you're aligned with your higher self and your purpose, you are going to experience a lot of abundance this year. If you're feeling out of alignment, it's going to be challenging, right? It also is a card of change and mixing things up. So you might find this year, Virgo, here's change is the name of the game for you big time. Like, don't be afraid to mix it up. Don't be afraid to like realign. Don't be afraid to try different things. And it may not all come together magically in the moment. It might be a little trial and error and seeing what's working. But at the end of the day, this could be a big year for you really feeling like I am manifesting my higher self in my work and in my everyday life. So, Virgo, align this year. That's going to be really helpful for you. Okay, who do we have next? We have Libra. I'm a Libra, so I'm like, okay, what's the card going to be here? So, okay, we have the Page of Water or Cups. So this is a page, and pages are seekers in the tarot. They're like young adults, and they're usually on horseback, and they're going somewhere. So pages, excuse me, not pages, knights are very ambitious, right? And we're in the realm of cups of feelings and emotions. And so, what I would say to you, Libra, this could be a very expansive year for you emotionally. What's happening in your relationships? Do you feel like you can be authentic? Do you feel like you're carrying old baggage forward? Is there ways of being or habits or, conditioning that you want to take a look at and maybe even let go of so that you can go forward with an open heart? The Knight of Cups is the Knight of Hearts, right? So this is a year, Libra, to really go forward being heart focused and with an open heart and really paying attention to what you need to let go of in the emotional relationship realm that is no longer serving you so that you can be present and open to your relationships. So that's your card for the year, Libra. I'm taking note of that. Next, we have Scorpio. So, Scorpio, let's see what your card is. We have another cup card. This is the Ace of Cups. And in the tarot, aces represent new beginnings. And again, cups, feelings, emotions, soul energy, intuition. And the Ace of Cups is what we call an emotional rebirth. And so, Scorpio, this is a year where you get to go into this year feeling like you have let go of the past, that you don't need all those old relationships or baggage that are no longer serving you. So, talk about having an open heart this year. Scorpio, go into this year without expectations, without preconceived notions. Really allow yourself to be present in this moment and receive. You know, to receive, we have to have an open heart. And so, Scorpio, this is your year to receive love, new intuitions, inspirations. It could be a very bountiful, that's the word that comes to me, a really bountiful and emotionally abundant year for you, Scorpio. Interesting. I love that. I love that for you, Scorpio. Okay, so next we have on the list Sagittarius, and your card for 2026 is the Temperance card. This is really interesting, Sag, because this card, the Temperance card, is ruled by Sagittarius. So, what that indicates to me is there's a really big alignment for you this year. So, what is the Temperance card about? It's about alchemy. And what is alchemy? Alchemy is turning lead into gold. And so this is a year where you're going to alchemize your life. And the way that you do that is by mixing things up, by bringing in new ingredients and allowing yourself to expand and explore. And there's oftentimes with the Temperance card, first of all, it's very creative. It's also a card of learning. It's very much like in some decks, they call it the art of learning. And remember, there's lots of different ways to learn. You don't have to go back to school, but like look at your life as a learning experience. And when you have that focus and that presence, it's going to be very expansive and it's going to bring in this new energy that's going to alchemize your life and turn that lead into gold. So just be really open to new experiences, be willing to experiment, learn all that you can, and be very creative about it. This could be a really creative year for you, Sagittarius. Okay, next we have Capricorn. And your card for the year is the Four of Swords. We had the Four of Cups a little bit back ago, and the fours here, fours generally are numbers of stabilizing, right? Again, this is not like let's like climb a mountain and conquer the world. This is a card of stabilizing your energy and asking yourself, what do I need to do so my foundations and my structures are stronger, right? It's also a card of quieting things down, slowing your roll a little bit, allowing yourself to kind of integrate and get a new perspective. Now, anytime that we're in the realm of swords, we're in the realm of the mind and the intellect. And what I would say for you this year, Capricorn, is no overthinking. Don't try to figure everything out. Just really let go. It's a very meditative year for you, Capricorn. Really like allowing those energies to go in and really allowing things to kind of integrate. And when you allow yourself to get more quiet and allow things to slow down a little bit, you're going to find that your foundations are so much stronger and your perspective is going to be so much more aligned as you go forward. So that's your card for the year, Capricorn, the Four of Swords. And next we have Aquarius. So Aquarius, your card for the year is the Moon card. I love the Moon card. The Moon is just this really wonderful, deep, emotional, illuminating energy. The thing about the Moon is, though, with the Moon, we're oftentimes in a shadowy energy, right? When you think about moonlight, it casts these shadows. And sometimes with the Moon, we ask ourselves, like, what's real and what's not real? Like the moon actually governs the dreamscape and your imagination. So this could be a very creative year for you, Aquarius, a time to really examine what lies beneath the surface. Is there anything that you want to bring more light to? Like, Is this a year you want to do a little bit of therapy? Is there some old emotional energy that you want to bring light to and let go of? Also, what are you doing to really explore your imagination? What are you doing to explore your unconscious or subconscious energy? So, this is a year of discovery, but it's going to be discovery that comes from within. And it's going to be discovery that comes from lighting up those dark areas or lighting up those shadows so you can really see what does lie beneath and have fun with it. And if you were ever to create or keep a dream journal, Aquarius, this would be the year to do it because you might be getting a lot of information in your dreams this year. Okay, last but not least, we have Pisces. And the card for Pisces this year is the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so we're back in the realm of Pentacles, money, finance, the material realm. Seven of Pentacles is a card of active waiting. And so it's a card of like, I've planted these beautiful seeds and I really need to nurture them so they can grow and they can blossom. So this is not a year where I would say maybe you explore a bunch of new stuff. There may be a sprinkle of that. This is a year to really dig into those seeds you've already planted. How, don't abandon your blooms. This is the year to really nurture them and look at what do you need? What do I need to really grow into the person that I want to be, or to have these projects and these inspirations that I have really take fruit or bloom? And so this is a year to nurture your garden. Don't go to any extremes. Reinvest in you, reinvest in the wonderful things you've got going, and then it's going to make them bloom even bigger. So that is your energy for the year, Pisces. Wow, that was so interesting. What do you think, Barbara?
Wow, I loved it. I picked up on a few things.
Oh yeah,
Um, a lot of signs, not all of them, of course, but a lot of the signs seem to have, or the readings seem to have aspects of letting go what no longer is serving the person.
yeah,
And becoming discerning about what
yeah,
those things are. And
yeah.
that made me think of how oh, what really is getting me, like coming through me,
Mm,
is the outside world is so freaking chaotic right now.
mm.
And I think 2026 is going to be, I, if I'm going to put a prediction on it, it's going to be kind of crazy. That's
Yeah,
my feeling.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so,
Agreed.
and
Agreed.
it's if our focus is on what's going on in the outer world,
Mm,
it's going to create chaos inside,
mm.
and or it can, and
Yeah,
distraction from what really matters to us, and clog up our system from being able to hear messages that are wise for us. And so, for me personally, as I think about my new year, my goal will be to stay on top of what's going on in the outer world, but not freaking focus on it so
mm,
much because that has clogged me up in a whole bunch of ways and
yeah.
changed my spiritual vibration. And if
Right.
our spiritual vibration is the thing that's creating our health or unhealth, our happiness or our unhappiness, our success and financial abundance or not, then the only job is to keep the vibration higher.
Yeah, no, I love that you're saying this, and I think that rings so true for me. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about frequency, right? And sometimes I ask myself, like, does this lower my frequency or does this elevate my frequency? And what you're saying basically, I think, is a thread here that we have to come back here, that alignment, you know what I mean? And for some, it may be more of an expansive year with opportunities, right? But it's going to come from that alignment, you know what I mean? And so that alignment is what's going to guide you and attract what you need to attract. And for other people, it might be a little bit slower. There may need to be more healing involved. Other people may be ready to go. But at the end of the day, what you're saying is we've got to come back to that alignment, that sense of self within, because that's our foundation. That's everything.
And also asking ourselves, what on earth do we want? What do we actually, like the
Ah,
biggest question?
what on earth do we want? Right, but
Being clear.
yeah. Yeah, and like, well, we are creating this all, right? I
Yeah.
know there's collective agreements here as well, but that's a really, really powerful question, right? And even as you said it, I was like pause and like, what do I want? What do I really, really want here? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And when it's coming from here instead of here, it's that the ask or the want to me feels really different, right? And maybe spend time with that.
Yeah. Such a good question. And one question I have that I think other people watching this might have is if they know their rising sign or their moon signs, could they look at those signs and get more information for themselves?
Absolutely. I'm so glad you asked that. Absolutely. I think the sun will be your strongest, with it, but I would definitely apply it to your rising or to your moon sign. Absolutely. The other thing is as you do that, you'll kind of feel your way into it like, wow, this feels like my moon. You know what I mean? Or wow, this feels more like my rising. So allow yourself intuitively, to feel into this information and see where it lines up for you.
And how would you describe in a real brief way what a rising sign is as opposed to a moon sign or a sun sign?
Well, it's what we call, there's a trinity in astrology. We call it the trinity. Your sun is your essence, it's your light. Your moon is your inner personality, it's your feelings and emotions, relationship with family, ancestors. And then your rising sign is very much about how you move through the world. And the rising sign is really important because it really kind of is a focal point. I always describe the rising as like your compass. And so it kind of like you're like, I have Leo rising, for example. And so my compass a lot of times is set more towards that Leo energy. And as I move through the world, even though I'm a Libra, I tend to present more of that Leo and I tend to lead with that Leo. And I think all three are really important. And if they don't know their time of birth and they don't know their rising, don't worry about it. Focus in on the sun and the moon.
That's beautiful. Oh, I'm so grateful to you, Megan, for
Oh,
coming on this. And
what a pleasure. And how fun to kind of see what the energies could be this year.
yeah, it was fascinating. I loved it. I also want to tell everyone that Megan, as I already told you, is one of the best clairvoyants or the
Mm.
best clairvoyant I've ever
Oh,
worked with.
thank you.
And she does private sessions. She's written books. As you saw in this reading, in this session, she created her own gorgeous tarot card set. And there's something else you offered. Did I remember it?
I also do
The
classes, and it's
classes.
interesting because I do have this amazing class series coming up, and it's called Your Spiritual Toolbox, Alchemize Your Life, and where it's my way of like helping people to develop spiritual tools right now to negotiate what's going on, like intuition and energy and astrology and tarot. So check it out on my website, meganskinner.com. But I'm really focused on how can people have these like spiritual tools that can be really helpful for moving forward this year.
Wow. If there was ever a year for
That's
spiritual tools, people,
right. That's right. That's right.
we need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I will have Megan's information in the description below this video. And again, thank you so much, Megan.
Thank
You're
you
just a
so
blessing.
much. And Happy New Year, everybody. Thank
Yes,
you.
Happy New Year.